Hey girl, I know it's been a long day. Take a seat, relax, let's talk. My name is Shantae London and welcome to Girl Talk After Work. If you ever sat in your car or behind your desk after work and wonder why you're so exhausted when you didn't even do that much physical work today, then this episode is for you. Today we're talking about protecting your peace in toxic workplace. Because let's be honest, a lot of people struggle silently at jobs that drain them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And sometimes it's not even the actual work that's make people tired. It's the gossip, the favoritism, the micromanagement, the fake smiles, the consistent pressure. Feeling like no matter how hard you work, it's still somehow not enough. One minute you're motivated and trying to do your best. The next minute you're sitting in your car or behind your desk staring, thinking, Lord, I know this can't be the life for me. The truth is, toxic environments affect us more than we realize. You stop sleeping properly. Your anxiety starts to increase. Your patience gets shorter. Your confidence starts to shrink. You carry stress home with you or even in the next room. Even your creativity disappears because mentally you're exhausted at all times. And that's what I had to learn. Something the hard way. Every battle does not deserve your energy. No, seriously, it doesn't. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you no matter what you say or how well you explain yourself. Sometimes protecting your peace meaning keeping your personal life private, stopping the habits of over-explaining yourself, doing your work and going home. Refuse to react emotionally to every little thing that's thrown your way because not every comment deserves a response. Not every problem deserves your stress, and not every coworker deserves access to your energy. Ooh, let's try to make normalizing boundaries a thing. See, boundaries are not rude. Protecting your mental is not selfish. Choosing peace over drama does not make you weak. I also think like society needs to stop glorifying being burnt out like it's some type of badge of honor. Because being emotionally drained every day, that's not success. Stress is not a personality trait. Consistent exhaustion is not something that people would just get used to. Now, don't get me wrong. Every job has challenges, and that's perfectly normal. But there's a difference between regular work stress and environments that slowly tear people down. And if you're listening to this while feeling stuck, discouraged, or mentally exhausted because of work, I just want to remind you of something. Your current situation does not have to be your forever situation. So keep building, keep learning, keep applying, keep creating, and most importantly, keep praying. And keep protecting your peace while quietly preparing for your next move. Because sometimes protecting your peace doesn't mean quitting immediately. Sometimes it means moving strategically, saving money quietly, building something on the side quietly, developing new skills, keeping your emotions under control while you prepare for your exit. And one thing about peace, once you finally get it back, you realize how expensive stress really was. So if nobody told you today, You deserve healthy environments. You deserve respect. You deserve support. And you damn sure deserve your peace. Before we wrap this up today, I want to share a video that brings together several different perspectives on toxic work environments and being able to protect your peace. Sometimes hearing other people's perspective and experiencing different situations reminds us that we're not alone. So as you watch, think about which perspective resonate with you the most and whether you experience something similar in your life. Let's get into it.
Some people at your job is not your friend. Coworkers, you got to keep it at that type of relationship, because people be trying to get information on you. They trying to find out your life, and a lot of them people, they be jealous. Like, definitely if you got something going on outside of work and work is all they got going, they be hating on you about that. So don't tell them about anything good that's happening in your life, that you finna hit the lotto, that you finna find another job, that you finna, better yourself. You finna start doing another career or going to school for this. Cause boy, they gonna sabotage you. They gonna sabotage you. Some people, they be mad cause they ain't got the thrive or the fight to be able to try to do something better in their life. And they know that this is the end goal for them. So when you go to talk about positive stuff that's going, get you to the next level, get you up out of this job, they don't like that. Sometimes they want to get you up out of the job before you even get to that goal. Cause they like, yeah, now what you gonna do now? Now you stranded. And the main ones to watch out for is the ones that was a regular employee like you, and then they get promoted. They change. Really, they was already changed, cause them be the brown noses. They be the ones that be kissing ass. They be just kissing ass. And then once they get promoted and they get that little power, boy, they be trying to take advantage of it. They be trying to take advantage of it. The whole time, they'll be trying to act like they cool with you, but behind your back, they throwing salt all on your name, trying to get you fired, trying to get you rolled up and all that there. So be careful. Just come in here, make your money, take your ass home. These people is not your friends. They not your friends. Like I say, a lot of them, they be jealous of you. Definitely if you got something else going on outside of the job. Some people, this is their whole life. That's why you'll have the people that been at the job 20, 30 years and they just be stuck in their ways. And most of them don't get promoted. They just be a follow the leader type person. And if you ain't coming in there with that same mentality, they don't like that. They hate a strong mind. So like I say, don't trust nobody at your job. They not your friends.
Never ever, and I repeat, never share any personal details about you to any coworker. You do not know what their motives are at the end of the day for them asking this information from you. These people are not your friends. It's like a forced environment with people, right? They're not friends that you're actively choosing. Yeah, you happen to be in the same environment, but you just don't know where these people's heads are at when you are sharing information about yourself, or if they're asking information. You just kind of want to be a little wary, a little careful about what you give away. You just don't know if these types of people are looking for something to use against you in the future. If they're using that as some way oh, maybe that's why she's messing up at work, because she's going through this at work, right? And therefore, they'll tell management. You just don't know what they have against you. Be very vague when you share anything. There's people that are looking for your downfall in a coworker situation. And I'm not saying for everything, okay? But just to keep yourself just safe from any possible bad situation, keep everything on lock. Do not tell anybody anything about you. Do your job, get in, get out. That's it. Want to be friends with your coworkers? I get that, but just keep it very superficial. You don't need to let them know anything right away. Just because you don't know what people's motivations are and their intentions are, and you just don't know if they have evil eye for you, they want you out of the company and they're pretending to be your friend. Don't trust people so easily in a coworker situation. You just don't know who they are at the end of the day. Make sure that you're tracking and documenting everything that you're doing, because some of these people will say that you didn't do something, report that to management, and who knows, maybe they've been there for a long time and they take their word over yours. So always document everything. Don't share anything with the coworker. You will just protect yourself at the end of the day, and that's all you need to worry about.
I don't got friends at work, okay? I got coworkers, and that gets the girls mad. Let me explain. I come to work to get my low paycheck, and then I go home to live my best life. I work in a hospital, so when it comes to my patients, baby, I go above and beyond for them. I will do anything to help them because they pay my bills. Without them, girl, I'd be on the street. I make sure that they are well taken care of. When it comes to my coworkers, oh, no, ma'am. No. Bad attitudes, the bad behavior, the microaggressions, the passive aggressiveness. Girl, what kind of friend is that? I don't want a friend like that. Which is why, baby, I keep them very far away, and I am very happy with that. Don't nobody bother me. Don't nobody say nothing to me. I'll be having my little lunch break upstairs, quiet. Listen, my mom said it best. In Spanish, she would say, mejor sola que mal acompañada, which translates to better alone than with bad company. So, y'all gonna stay coworkers.
Here's why you shouldn't become friends with your coworkers. I had a friend who worked with a team of 4 other people, and the 4 other people got laid off. So my friend texted like the group chat and was like, hey, how are you guys doing? Like, here's some jobs. Let me know if you need anything. Now, over the course of this month, they're like complaining about the bosses they didn't like, or just complaining about the organization and how they did things and like the way that this layoff went down. My friend is participating in the conversation because like she's also annoyed by how everything went down. Specifically, they all had this one boss who like they just had a hard time with. My friend said that the boss was like nice seemingly, but like could be difficult to follow sometimes and seemed to lose her train of thought very often, and it was just very confusing to work for this woman. So one day, a month after the layoffs, that same boss starts acting like really weird. So then my friend got called into a meeting with HR and that person's boss. So naturally she's like, oh my God, like it's a second round of layoffs. I'm gonna be next. Like I'm going home. So she gets into this meeting, and it's like at like 7:30 a.m. or like a ridiculously early time. She gets into the meeting, and then HR is like, hey, we got wind of a text message that you were on, and granted it was on your personal phone, but we got wind of this text message that you were on, and we want to know if you can explain what you were saying in these text messages. So HR begins to like read line by line everything that my friend had been saying in these messages and asks her to explain each and everything. So like, remember my friend's boss, who everybody had trouble with, could be like forgetful sometimes. So my friend said that she would often call her Dory in these text messages because she was so forgetful. So HR is like, so you called X, Y, and Z Dory. What did you mean by that? So of course my friend's wondering like, okay, who gave you guys these text messages? Because at this point it's one of the people. Just be careful out here. Don't trust people. Nothing's safe. Not even your personal phone.
Your coworkers are not your friends. Stop talking to them about your personal business or what you got going on in your life. Some people are monitoring spirits and they just want to know what you got going on to see if you're doing better than them. Don't tell your coworker you just got a new car or your boss, because your boss has power over you. Your boss could cut your hours right after you tell him you got a new car just to be on some hater shit. That's how fucked up some of these people are in the head nowadays. You know what I mean? So I would be very careful with who you call friend at work, because 9 times out of 10, that friend would backdoor you to better their position at that job.
You are at that job to collect a check and to build potential relationships for your career moving forward. You are not there to make friends. You might find you a good homegirl that you could sit and have lunch with. You might find you somebody cool. They might be cool enough to hit the bars up with. You know, nobody at the job is cool enough to know your personal business, things having to do with your marriage, things that you're going through with your children. They should not know you like that. They should not know where you stay. Only person that needs to know where you live is HR. They should not be up in your home. They should never see you intoxicated. Hello, company Christmas party, baby, that's a spy job. They're on an operation because they know when the liquor get to flowing, the lips get to going. Okay, and they listening for points and keys and things that they can use later. And if they're ever under the impression that you don't need the job, be prepared to lose the job. 100%. Jobs thrive on corporate. Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're not willing to yourself out for the job, you don't have a long life there. They want people that are financially desperate. They want people that are literally work is life. And if that's not you, don't prepare for it to have any sort of longevity. No. It's never shocking to me that when it comes time for somebody to be on the chopping block, if it's between you and another person, they're going to choose the one that's more desperate for the job. If they know that you're not desperate for the job, they're going to make sure the other person stays and you go. 100%.
if they're the type of company that they want people there butts in seats, they want to monitor you, they want to see you every day, they want to make sure you don't have no emergencies, screw your kids, screw your family, screw your health, they want you there sick, damn, they're different, right? And if you want a type of people that takes days off, and the whole culture of the building, they don't take days, be prepared to lose their job.
Never trust your co-workers. You know, when people turn around and go, I love my co-worker. No, you don't. No, you don't. Give it a rest. You don't. Oh, but we're like a family. Drop it. You're not a family, because they will throw you under the bus because you are in a financial driven, hyper competitive, situational relationship.
Yeah.
That they will turn on you in a heartbeat. Oh no, but we go out for drinkies with the girly poos. Yeah, whatever, you know, you do you. So when you realise that, I think you just get a better perspective of life, and you're kind of like, okay, I'll start making better decisions, because that's what it is. Choices. Life is a sequence of choices. You make good ones, you make bad ones. That's it.
All right, so this is a story on why you should not make friends at work. So when I was 19, I was working at a restaurant, right? And like, it was a couple of girls working there, and I made friends with this girl. She was 26, which it was a weird age gap because I felt like I was more mature at 19 than she was at 26. But anyways, we was working at the restaurant. I used to come in late sometimes. She would come in late. A couple of girls would come in late. So our manager eventually said, like, oh, if y'all keep coming in late, we're going to write y'all down, and eventually you'll get fired. So I took it serious because I was like, all right, you know, I don't want to lose my job right now. So I started, like, taking time out, like, aside to get breakfast or get lunch and, you know, lounge before I enter work, because, you know, you can't eat on the floor. And, you know, I just wanted to take that time out for myself. So she said she was going to do the same thing because, you know, it's the smart thing to do. So this is like the first thing that happened that made me think, like, can I really be friends with this girl? Like, it was really a red flag. So I was on my way to work, and I stopped by the pizza shop, like, up the block to get pizza and to, you know, sit down before going to work. And she called me, and she's like, oh, Aisha, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm at the pizza shop, like, I'm by the restaurant. And she's like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not in the mood right now, like, I don't even want to be here, my energy's down. She said something like, oh, could you do me a favor, like a huge favor? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, oh, do you mind getting me Starbucks? And like, the time that it was like, I think, like, around 3 o'clock, and like, the area is just, like, so packed with people. It's the meat packing district, so if you know, it gets super packed by tourists. So I was already like, I don't want to do this, but, you know, we just started becoming friends, so let me just do this favor. So I go to Starbucks, and it's packed like what I imagined, and I'm already on time, so I'm about to be late. And I called her, I'm like, hey, what do you want? And she said she wants a pineapple refresher. And I'm like, girl, what you mean, like, you so tired, like, then get coffee? But whatever. So I got her the pineapple refresher, went to work. I was late at work, you know, people already looking like, oh, you late, like, you know, because you shouldn't be late. And then it's awkward, like, the walkthrough was already, like, everyone has to see you walk through. So I give her the refresher, and then she's like, she takes one sip, and she's like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't even want this, like, it's not my type, like, or it's not my, like, the type of flavor I want. I didn't know it was gonna taste like this. And then she puts it down, and she's like, do you want it? And I'm like, no, I don't want it. And then she says, okay, so I'm just gonna throw it in the garbage because it doesn't make any sense. So she throws it in the garbage, which I low-key felt like that was disrespectful, but I'm like, whatever. So she throws it in the garbage, and I told her, I'm like, bro, you made me wait in line to get this coffee. I came to work late, and you didn't even want it. She's like, I'm sorry. And then, like, she laughed, and I'm like, all right, whatever, it's not big of a deal, you know. So then, like, the next week we was on the schedule for the same day, and she calls me right before my shift starts, and she's like, oh, Aisha, where are you? And I was like, I'm about to walk to the building. Like, I was literally walking to the building, and she's at work. That's what's blowing me. So she's like, oh, do you mind getting me? And then she says, like, some food. She's like, do you mind getting me? And I'm like, no, like, I'm not about to turn around in my tracks to get you food because you didn't, like, take the time off to get yourself food. I was like, honestly, Jasmine, yeah, I'll say her name. I'm like, honestly, Jasmine, like, not right now, because like I'm about to be late. And she was like, really, like, really, you can't get me out of that. And I was like, honestly, no, because it's like, that's so selfish. How you asking me to get you food? You could have got yourself food before you clocked in. So I go to work, and then I say hi to the girls and whatever. And then when it's time for me to say hi to her, she like turns around and then she rolls her eyes. She literally goes like this. And then she like keeps going on about her day. Like she like ignores me the whole day. And literally I'm thinking, all right, so we're not friends anymore. Like, you know, it is what it is. This girl, at the end of the night, she's gonna be like, I don't like when we argue, or I don't like when we fight. Why are we fighting? I'm like, girl, like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, I couldn't even do anything but laugh. But at the time, I was just like, come on, like, that's not funny. Like, you literally didn't talk to me all day because you're tight that I didn't give you food. And she was like, no, I thought you was mad, that's why. And I was like, all right. But no, this girl is literally crazy. And then for that situation, she did call me selfish one day for that. But whatever. We had like a rocky relationship, whatever. And then eventually I had to cut this girl off because she was moving crazy. But that's my story on why I do not trust coworkers. That already scarred me, like when I was 19, and like I'm already scarred for the rest of my life now. Do not trust coworkers. Keep your personal life and then your private life totally separate. You do not have to make friends at work. You can, but don't go out of your way to do it. Yeah.
Are your friends? They're not. They're not. They're not, okay? Me and my coworkers got into a discussion. What's our favorite energy drinks? Whatever it was. You know, when you're just trying to spend some time, shoot the shit, you bring up anything. So I was like, oh my God, my favorite energy drink that my sister put me onto was these Bloom Crisp Apple sparkling energy drinks. It's supposed to be prebiotic. I love taking them before I go work out. At this one, they sell them at this one gas station near me. I see them at Costco, Walmart, Target, whatever. I was like, oh yeah, they're real good. One coworker in particular is very interested in where exactly I get my energy drink at. And I said, well, I don't know if they'll always have it, but you can find it here. You can find it on Amazon, TikTok, y'all. Oh, no, where you get them at? So-and-so gas station off so-and-so corner. I'm thinking she's just trying to be nosy about where I stay. She's like, oh, okay, I might have to try them out one day when I go to Walmart or whatever. She's trying to put me off her scent, her trail. 2 days ago, I'm going to the gym. I go stop by the gas station. There's nothing on the shelf. I'm not connecting the 2 and 6 right now. They're not connected. There's nothing on that shelf. I said, damn, y'all ran out. It's like, yeah, you know, it's a popular drink right now, huh? You covering for her, okay. I get back to work yesterday. Hannah, I'm mad at you. Me? What'd I do? I spent $1,600. What did I tell you to buy that was $1,600? Because it wasn't me. I never told you that. So what are you talking about? How does that correlate back to me? Oh, remember those energy drinks you were talking about at that gas station on so-and-so corner? I went in there and bought all of them. I haven't talked to her since.
Stop adding your coworkers on social media. They are not your friends. Do you want them to see the real you, like you turning up till 4 a.m. and then you're going to call off the next day? They're going to snitch you out. Do not burn yourself out like that.
And let me tell y'all how y'all coworkers is not y'all friends. Clock in, get your money, and go the fuck home. Y'all go to work trying to make friends, buddy. Whole time, these motherfuckers don't even like you. Half of the motherfuckers envious you. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I deal with it every motherfucking day. Niggas envious you, talk behind your back, line. Listen, I really don't give a fuck. Y'all ain't writing my checks. Motherfucker, y'all ain't clocking in. And y'all ain't making this money for me. I am. Go to work, clock out, and go home, man. Stop going to work to make friends and quit telling all your fucking business, bro. These motherfuckers literally just want to know your business. That's it. They want to know your business so they can go back and tell the next coworker. Keep that shit to yourself, brody. Another thing, don't be feeling shitty when you find out Yo, business all through the plant. You like, hold on. I only tell one motherfucker. Take is that one motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, bro. You don't have no friends in your workplace. I have no friends. None. You hear me? I'm gonna go in there, play my role, do my shit. A key, and get the fuck on and clock out. I really, and quite frankly, don't fuck with none of them motherfuckers outside of work. So it really don't fucking matter. Keep your business to yourself. Clock in and get your money and go the fuck home. You go there to make money, not friends. You went to orientation to make money, not friends.
Your coworkers are not your friends. You need to think very hard on what you want to share with your coworkers, because if anything was to happen and it was just you and them, they will throw you under the bus. I don't care how close you think you are to a coworker that you want to call them your best friend or whatever, but if push comes to shove, they will throw you under the bus. So you should never consider your coworkers your best friends, and you should always limit the amount of information that you share with them. So if you don't know how to separate your work life and your life, you are in for a big disappointment.
Don't sleep with the people you work with. Don't talk shit about the people you work with. I don't care if you like the people you work with. You're going to be cordial and civil while you're there. The mentality of we need to like each other consistently and we need to speak in a way that we're all going to be friends is fucking stupid. Do your job at the highest potential and then get the fuck out of the building. People need to learn how to separate business and personal across the board. You don't need to like the people you work with, but just because you don't like them doesn't mean you need to be weird around them. Just be cordial. They're there. You're here. Just get the job done to the best of your ability and move on.
Let me say something that makes people uncomfortable. Coworkers are not your friends. They might be nice. They might laugh at you. They might even know your kids' names. But at the end of the day, they're coworkers. And confusing the two is one of the fastest ways to lose your job. Work creates a false sense of closeness. You see these people more than you see your family. You survive stressful situations together, and that builds emotional bonds. But shared stress does not equal loyalty. When things get uncomfortable, layoffs, complaints, investigations, friendship disappears and self-preservation takes over. I've represented hundreds of employees, and I can tell you this with certainty. When HR starts asking questions, coworkers don't protect you, they protect their paycheck. Not because they're evil, but because fear changes behavior. So be friendly, not familiar. Be polite, but not personal. And be professional always. Don't vent, don't overshare, and please don't assume loyalty. If you wouldn't want it repeated in a conference room or a courtroom, don't say it in the break room. Coworkers are not ride or die. They're more like rent is due. Remember that. See you next shift.
What is going on, TikTok? Be very careful of coworkers, right? That are nice to you one day, and then the next day, they're mean. They want to be your best friend on Monday, right? But then on Tuesday, they want to be your worst enemy. You're sitting there confused, right? Like, what's wrong with this person? I thought he or she was my friend. Like, what's going on? Nah, they're fake. They're very, very fake. Coworkers are not your friend. Stop overthinking it. The worst part about it, right, is that when they're nice, they're so extra about it. They compliment your shoes, your shirt, your blouse, whatever, right? Your jacket, hair, but then the next day they act malicious. They're so cold, and you're just like, what's going on? Like, what did I do? It's not you, it's them. Stop trying to be their friend, do your work, and go home.
They not your friends. Your boss, your supervisor, your manager, your co-workers, these are not your friends. The only reason why y'all are with each other and by each other 40 hours a week is because you got a job. This is not by choice. You didn't even know who was in the building until after you got hired, right? Your co-workers can be narcissists, they can be liars, they can be sociopaths, they can be crazy and bipolar and off their meds. You don't know these people. Stop befriending these strangers as tough as y'all are. And I guarantee you, because I've done it. I've had coworkers say, Angela, if you get fired, we all walking out. They still work there. They're not quitting. You talking about I'm about to stop making my money because another person got fired. So please stop going to work to make friends. They not your friends. They are associates and co-workers. Get your money and go home. Don't get caught up in no nonsense. Lay you back.
You know what I noticed? That coworkers hate when you come to work, you clock in, do your job, and clock out. They be like, what you did over the weekend? Like, what did you do when you clocked out of work on Friday all the way to Sunday? Like, let me know what you did this weekend. They act like they really care, right? And they really your friend, right? And as soon as you turn your back, here they go telling the whole job about your whole weekend and all your personal business that you done told they ass. Separate personal and business. Like, you go to work to get your money on and go home. Not to go to work and make friends, because your coworkers is not your friends whatsoever.
Listen, the people you work with, they're not your friends, okay? You can be friendly with the people you work with, but don't think that they're your friends, because they're not. Out of all of my years of working, I have had one friendship survive. Most of them don't go well. If I ever walk back into an office setting again, or any kind of setting where I'm working with other human beings, the one thing I will do is keep my mouth shut about myself. I will honestly probably park around the block or across the street so people don't even know what kind of car I drive. I don't want them knowing anything about me. I won't share anything about me. What I do on the weekend, I slept and I ate and I came back to work. That is what I did. I work with babies now. One baby at a time. It is the best gig on the planet. I don't walk into my office and have a stack of work. I don't leave and feel stressed out. I don't have much of a commute. It's in my neighborhood and I love it. And when the baby's screaming too much, they go to bed. It's amazing. So if you can take one bit of advice from a 46-year-old woman who has spent at least 20 years working in an office setting, keep everything on the DL and just do your work. Be friendly and do your work, but keep your mouth shut about everything else about yourself.
I was very delulu about my white female coworkers. These people are not your friends. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. As a black person in America, you're gonna learn this lesson at least once. So back when I used to work at call centers, I had a sundown sister ask to borrow $10 from me. I was like, yeah, for sure, here you go. Give it to her, right? A few days later, it's payday. Everybody got paid. I didn't get paid because I started the job late, so I didn't get paid to the following week, or I didn't get paid to the next time everybody gets paid. So I asked her to borrow $10, and she was like, "Ooh, I don't have it." Which, again, you don't know me, I don't know you. Like, you have no obligation towards me, bro. Whatever reasoning, if you did have it, you don't have to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm to find out that same day she gave somebody else money who asked for it, who was also on the same pay week that I was, so they didn't get paid. They asked for it, she gave it to them. That person just so happened to be white. Which at the time, even then, like, I was like, I'm not even tripping. Like, you don't know me, I don't know you, bro. Like, it was whatever. Bro, tell me how a couple weeks later, a group chat gets leaked. Group chat gets leaked, bro, with her and other coworkers that we had at the site, right? And in that group chat, she said, "I don't give black people money because it makes me feel like a Quaker." Please go Google what Quaker means. Please go Google what Quaker means, bro. That's not even the craziest shit, bro. The only reason the group chat got leaked was because her and another girl in the group chat, they were beefing over a dude, work husband drama. You know how that go. The dude was black.
Welcome back, girl. After hearing those different perspectives, one thing becomes clear. Toxic workplace affects people in different ways. But the impact is real. Whether it's burnt out, anxiety, loss of confidence, or simply feeling unappreciated. Nobody should have to sacrifice peace just to earn a paycheck. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever worked in a toxic environment? What helped you get through it? I want you to leave a comment below and let's continue this conversation. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Girl Talk After Work. And remember, protect your peace, protect your purpose, and I'll meet you right here after work. And until next time, girl, adios.